If you're here already or not, don't know. When you guys are here, can you guys let me know? Oh, go ahead. You can go first. Let's see if... Come on, guys. Show up. Yeah. Got 3 likes already, so somebody's here. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is the meeting in the same spot?
Yes.
All right, thank you. What's up, future? Hey, can you hear me pretty good? Do me a favor and let me know if you can hear it, and let me know if you can. I'm gonna read this because I hand the mic to the speaker, and I want to make sure that you guys can hear him. What's up, Willow? Hey, Willow, can you hear this tapping? Can you guys let me know if you can hear this tapping? So I'm at the Schoolhouse restaurant in Sanger. My friend Connie and her husband own it. We're gonna film a live speaker for you guys today. Hey, what's going on, big guy? Hello. How you doing, sir? How are you?
Good to see you.
Good, good. Is he all ready?
We're going to be rolling in just a couple of minutes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got a
Where do you
mic
wanna set
for
up?
him. I'm just gonna be doing it through here today.
Okay.
The FBI stole my big camera, so I don't have it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that the FBI raided my house and took everything? They took every piece of equipment I have.
They give you a receipt?
They gave me a receipt, but that's it. Like I asked them when I'm gonna get my stuff back, they said, well, your GoPro 9 will be a GoPro 20 by the time we give it back. So, like that, remember that big camera I used to set up
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
They took that. I didn't even take that to the Capitol, and they took that too. One of my friends gave me a brand new GoPro 9. It was still in the box, and the FBI took that too. I'm like, you know that wasn't used at the Capitol. It was in a brand new box. That's how bad it is. I think I'm gonna hang out back here though. I can get a better view. Yeah, we got good lighting now. Thanks, Kelly. I'll always sit back here with you.
Yeah, I can't believe they did something.
Yeah, you didn't know that? And I didn't even go inside the Capitol. I was just out front.
Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, I've been,
You were at the Capitol?
yeah. If you guys watch any of the video from there, all the one, well, if you watch it though, and you see the outside video, hey Connie, how are you doing? Want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, how's everybody doing?
We're doing good. Where is Ellington? When Ellington comes out, can you have him put this? Okay. Can you have him wear this? I'll give it to you when he starts, though.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but you'll need to tell them
Yeah.
how to put it on.
Oh, all you gotta do is actually.
Yeah. So you're filming already?
Yeah, I figured I start showing your guys' restaurant, the Schoolhouse.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a mukbang where we'll eat in front of the camera, right? That's the new thing nowadays.
That's the new thing? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, they showed us a lot of...
Hey, can you guys hear this tap? Hi, Eden.
The person who shot Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah, they want that. We still don't know who it is.
I know, how come they know?
Can you guys hear this tapping?
Oh my God. Was the fight a mess? Oh my God.
Can you guys hear this? Let me know, please. Perfect. That means it's working. Actually, let's see. Is he going to be walking back and forth, Connie, you think, or is he just going to stand in front of the podium? Well, you know, how about, all they got to do is hook this up to their right here, because then when Kelly's talking, then I can have Kelly on there too, because I'm going to be live the whole time. Like, why me? We're live now, so.
Where does
See how I got it hooked right here? Just to see the hole on the top, that just needs to be up. That's where the mic is.
It's just my...
Yeah.
I guess this is to wear when you're live.
I don't know where Kelly and Connie were, but I was actually the very last man standing on
Who's
top
going
of
to
the
do the
Capitol.
pledge and who's going to do
I was because they carried my scooter up there, and the cops didn't know how to get me down. So when the cops raided and kicked everybody off, they had to leave me up there for a while because they didn't know how to get me down. But if you watch any of the video from outside and in front, almost all of it's mine. Yeah, the Wall Street Journal used my video, CNN used my video, and like they paid that other guy 35 grand for his. They didn't give me a penny for mine. And I understand he got a murder, but still, they're using all my footage every day and they're not giving me anything.
So what happened? You close and then who...
I did send him a bill, never responded.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
because they're claiming fair use because they use it for news and they only use so much of it.
New bag.
It's a big pain in the butt. It does, doesn't it?
That is the deal. That is our speaker here? Yeah?
Let me set up. Let me put my GoPro on actually. So how are you guys doing tonight? Sorry, I was talking to everybody else.
Where?
But I'm
Okay.
glad you guys can hear.
Okay,
I'm glad
cool.
everybody's here.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
The FBI told me that probably 10, 15 years.
I hope so too.
They said not until all the court cases are done will they give me anything back. And I did some research online, and they said that they did it illegally. Online it says they did it illegally. And for every item they took,
Ellington,
they have to
you
give
know,
me
your
50 grand
name
if I went
is
to the court.
hits a home run for me. My
No lawyer will take it
mom's
'cause all the lawyers are
maiden
liberals.
name was Ellington.
Oh, is that
So I was
right?
wondering if your mom's maiden
I've
name.
been searching everyone I
That's my
contacted.
middle name. I go by my middle name
Uh-huh.
because otherwise it's Robert Smith. And
That is a good idea.
some people abbreviate it and call it BS, Robert Smith.
Get him in. You want to get a chance with him?
So I go by Ellen.
Yeah, yeah.
See, and
Yeah.
your mom's maiden name was
I just looked.
No,
Yeah. Wow.
You got some Norwegian in
You
you?
will.
no, it's all.
You know, let me give you my card,
Irish.
and then maybe you guys
Okay.
can.
Okay. Well, my mom was half
there in
Norwegian,
front of the
and
Capitol.
her dad, Hamlet
They picked up my
Ellington,
scooter. They carried me to the top.
was from 30 miles north of Oslo.
No, I never went
And
inside.
so she's a second generation, and I'm third generation from my
Yeah,
mom's
well,
side.
I was
Yeah.
right in front of the rotunda, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is because we're going to record this here.
No, I never went inside.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Live
sure.
streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay. Very cool.
Sorry, guys. We're
Very
doing a
cool.
whole
So
bunch of
nice to
stuff
meet
here.
you,
Sounds
sir.
like
Thank you for joining us. And we're going to get going on the
And you get
meeting.
to
We got a
hear
little
the
bit of
backup
business.
information with Kelly talking up there because Kelly's got my microphone on him.
Oh, gosh.
At least an hour if you
I
want
think
to
we should
shorten
tell
it to
Kelly to say
45
something.
minutes. That's
Okay,
fine.
that'll work out.
But we have the room to basically till 8:30 p.m. and we've got
give
maybe
you
a
my
half
card,
hour
which has
of
my number.
business for the organizations, and then we'll turn it over to you and let you wow us.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, perfectly. Now, have you had any dinner or anything? Have you had any dinner or anything? Would you like to? Okay, would you like to order something from one of these ladies and then sit right there at that table?
How you guys
And if
doing?
necessary,
Sorry, I'm
we
not
can
talking
bring
to
in
you right
another
now.
table.
I'll log into my other phone and I'll be able to
Well, a
talk to you
little
guys while I'm filming.
hors d'oeuvres, I
But
certainly
let's get
set
the
you up.
filming started first.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you get it? Oh, you got it. Okay. Got it.
Okay, thanks.
You betcha. Okay, shall we start?
Let's read it. So let's wait 5 minutes.
Okay.
Give them people, you know.
You guys ready for a good meeting? How's everybody doing today? Please.
This has got a little too much over here, huh? I need to move something over that way to balance the room better.
I'm good, Eden. How are you?
Can I put this over there?
January 6th. You've got your first green bag. What's a green bag? Oh, that's awesome, the future. Good job, buddy.
Huh? What are those? Those were yours from last time. They ended up in my bag, so you can keep them. So how many more minutes are we going to wait? 4 more minutes.
Apple. Oh. I love apple bags.
Okay, I'm just going to
All right, I'm going to turn it around.
say hello. I'm Kelly Brooks, and we're going to start our meeting in about
Can you guys hear
5
Kelly?
more minutes because we do have
Oh,
people
Crown
that
Royal.
actually show up exactly on the appointed time. So 6:30 is our start, so we're going to give them that leeway to be here at 6:30. We've got a fairly packed agenda. If you haven't got a handout
guys
and would
hear
like
Kelly?
one, there's a 5-page handout with all the slides that I'm going to have up here. or there's an abbreviated one-page handout back there with just the main topics listed. So if you're a note taker and so on, then great. And if not, then I've got a lot of writing paper at home that I'll use the backside
No,
of
they
for
took it like,
notes
January 22nd. I
about
believe.
whatever. So thank you, and we'll start in a few minutes. Oh, restrooms are behind us to the left.
They raided my house. They took me
Male
out of
and
my house for
female.
like 4 or 5 hours. Made me
And
sit there embarrassed.
of course, we have servers walking around. If you want something, you can order. And I can't think of
GOP.
anything else housekeeping wise. So thank you for
On the
being
list,
here.
I
We'll
think it
start in
was
a few
53.
minutes.
Oh, yeah. They took my press pass, my White House press pass.
Huh?
They took battery packs like this, and they said, "All we want is your information." But if they just wanted my information,
So,
why are they
Jo-
taking battery packs, my press pass?
Lee, you'll do the pledge? Okay. You want to see if Martha will do the prayer? Okay.
They took my cable modem. I mean, my cable box. I couldn't even watch TV. They left me a disabled man without a cell phone, without a laptop, without any way to communicate with them. No. January 22nd. Yeah, I even told the officer, I'm like, I'm disabled. I live here alone. What if I fall and hurt myself? How am I going to call for help? They said, that's not our problem. Yeah, that's what they told me.
Well, I don't have a good flag stand for it, and I don't want to move the one from the stage here all the time. So I need to get a,
Look at all these fine Republicans here. Or conservatives, I should say. So the speaker's name is Ellington Smith. He works with a lot of cryptocurrency, I believe. He worked with the government, so he's going to give us some good information on the cryptocurrency and what's going on.
yeah. Hey, Jeff.
I'm talking with this guy next to me. He's helping me find
Did you get a handout?
get my stuff back from the government. Well, Kelly's not. So this is Kelly. He's the owner of the schoolhouse. He's the one you hear his voice is going on right now.
Thank you. Would you like a handout?
Sure, thank you so much.
Okay, there you go. You're welcome.
So this,
Super, thank you.
You betcha.
I'm not formal, but I've
Hi,
asked
how
them
are ya?
multiple times. I called them.
You bet.
There's about 10 of them.
Oh my, okay. Okay, so
I
let's,
think it's pretty good stuff. Anybody who has a business,
okay.
Yeah, I saw it, Future. That was cool. Hard work.
Would you care for a handout?
Sorry, guys.
This is what we're doing today. This is the parade we're running down. There you go.
Yeah, I gotta fix those Streamlabs
Okay.
notifications.
Did you get one? Did you get one? Okay. Okay, you can have one. That's okay. I'll get you a pen if you'd like one. Connie, you grab a pen? You got an
Yeah, I
extra
can get a
pen?
copy. I'll get a handout. You guys have any extra handouts? Do you have any of the? Yeah, please. Thank you, sir.
I want to remember to talk about that.
Yeah, that's million. 2.5, I think it is. Okay. Sure. That's definitely my most. Okay. I had a great day. I know I've given you my card last meeting, I think, or two. But just in case, you can have the. Well, thank you, ma'am. Sorry, guys, we're doing multiple things here. So this is.
Okay, we're
at
past
Kings
the
River
appointed
Conservative
time.
Chapter, Central California.
I want to thank you all for being here. If you can find a seat, there's plenty still. And I'm excited that we've got a good group here to hear Mr.
Got it.
Ellington. Of course, that's his middle name. Last name is Smith. But before we get started on that, I'd just like to let you know who we are for just 2 minutes
want a
and then
magnet for your
begin with a prayer. So with prayer, is there anybody in here that feels the desire to lead us in prayer in just a moment? Because we always start our meeting with God first, then our country.
What should I order that?
Okay? Seeing all the hands raised, I'm the volunteer. Okay. So we're known as the Kings River Conservatives. We're a chapter of the Central California Conservatives. And prior to that, we were the Central Valley Tea Party. So we've changed names and we've become the Kings River Conservatives here for this area, and we represent anybody that's willing to come and listen and participate in what we're trying to accomplish, which is save our country with God and conservative values. We walk for candidates. We help vet candidates. We stand on the corners and wave flags. We fight against issues that are in front of city councils, in front of board of supervisors, and in front of our state legislatures. We've been to, my wife and I and many members of our group have been to Washington multiple times, meeting with congressmen, trying to find out what the hell is going on with our country. We've met with our boards of supervisors and our local congressmen and state and assembly members. We've been dissed by many as being turf, and yet we feel like we're part of the soul of America. The people that get up in the morning and are willing to go to work every day to care for our families, to care for our communities, to care for our country. And so I guess that's a badge of honor for us. If they recognize us and are spewing bad things about us, then we're probably hitting home about the issues that we're confronting. So first off, bow our heads. Lord, look over this meeting. Give us wisdom in our speech. Give us comfort in getting together with like-minded individuals. Get us home safely. Help provide for our families and our country and our future. For all of these things, we thank you, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Lead Lap will lead us in the pledge.
Is he loud enough, guys?
If you could all rise and uncover. Thank you, Lee. Okay, flag of the month. So the first flag you see here, we talked about last meeting. That's what flag? Does anybody have a clue?
I don't see it all.
Yeah, you do. It's just stripes. Red and white stripes. That was the flag of the Sons of Liberty. The Loyal Nine, the predecessors of the Sons of Liberty, and then the Sons of Liberty. Now, I'm in front of the extreme expert on flags of America here, Tony. If you don't know Tony, you need to know Tony. And if you have a group that wants to learn about all the flags, or many of the military flags as well as our country's flags going back to the Revolution, you need to have Tony come and speak. He's got 40 flags, Tony?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask my wife.
We have to ask Tony's wife how many flags he's got. but he does a wonderful presentation on flags. But I just wanted to share with you. So Sons of Liberty, they flew that. And so that's part of why we have red and white stripes on our flag, but Tony goes into depth of what exactly the red and white stands for. So how about this flag? Have you ever seen this flag before? Okay, this flag is an early flag also. Its roots date back as far as 1621. There's the red to pay homage to the old country, England, and there's an homage to the cross. And then the pine tree. What's the pine tree pay homage to? It's been an oak tree as well. Okay, this is the New England flag. It represents the 6 states of New England.
There you go, Dan.
Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut, Maine, and New Hampshire. The pine tree was the symbol of the Pennacock Indians. I'm running through some stuff here. Pennacock is an Indian word meaning children of the pine tree. So some say it's homage to the early Indian heritage and the relationship they had with the early pilgrims. Others say it's the live free or die pine tree of Vermont. But either way, it takes us back in history. To this date, the current flag of the New England states is a concoction of a guy that was selling flags, and he got the state legislature to agree that that's the state flag. Then they had to buy flags. Guess what? It was copyrighted. They had to buy them all from him. So that's the current state right now. So if you've got roots in New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, whatever, and you don't like the idea that this guy kind of co-opted the system and became the only flag guy of New England, I guess you could write a letter to the legislature. But talk about a capitalist idea, huh? Let's get you to agree that my flag is the flag of your state. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share about the New England flag. And it's been with a blue background, it's been with a white background, it's been without the cross, with the cross, depending upon what time in history from 1621 to present day, whether or not they wanted to take Christianity out of it, they took the cross out, and so on. So it's kind of a good read. I've got a little diatribe here if you want to take a look at it later. A lot of new faces in the room today. Martha.
There's a sign-in sheet that is running around out here with, whoever pass it around, up and down the rows here, and make sure everybody signs in. Thank you so much.
Okay. What's your last name, Tony?
Jewel.
Jewel.
Is there a phone number so that you can be contacted to speak? You want to share it with everybody?
That's the cross of St. George, by the way.
I don't know if I'm seeing all the chat. Let me see.
559-240-3363.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's my wife's number.
Okay. Well, I want to welcome you all here. And I think I just need to get on with the meeting. This will be our first joint GOP meeting. Typically, we just say we're conservatives, and I don't care whether you are any other denomination other than conservative. Right? But today we actually have the 4th District joining us, and Connie will talk more about that in a little bit. But this is noteworthy because as I see Cindy here from the Kingsburg group and others, coalitions are what it's all about. And if we can't get coalitions, we're not going to turn over the stuff that's in front of us. So, and it's all about individual effort and coalitions. Updates from Reedley Sanger. On May 26th, we attended the New California State 51 8th Congressional Conference. How many of you knew that there were congressional conferences happening in California to change us from California to New California? Okay, a couple of you is all. So I would suggest in my handout, there's a couple websites you should go look at for interest, if not anything else. But that group actually has a legitimate case against the state of California that will show up potentially in the Supreme Court, making the current, the 2020 election unconstitutional. And it hasn't been thrown out. It is still in process. They have very good reasons for why this constitutional election was unconstitutional. Okay? So that's one reason you should kind of keep a pulse on what's going on with New California. It's also the first time an organization that's not a state has been able to join 18 other states in a Supreme Court lawsuit and wasn't a state. They were recognized as a participant because there were already 7 congressional constitutional conventions. They have a constitution, they've got senators, they've got representatives in 56 of the counties of California. So we can blow it off as New Jefferson, as we have in the past, but this group is working very hard to do it just like West Virginia did it from Virginia, the last time a state was split in half. There's also a group in Nevada that are starting New Nevada, and that's moving forward. And there's a new Illinois separating Chicago from the rest of the state. So there are three states currently trying to throw out the idea that San Francisco and LA can run the whole state. We don't have representation here in Fresno County, unequal representation. So if for anything else, the giggles, whatever, but they're very serious about it. Connie and I were there. The first time we went just for information. Now I'm supporting it because I want to put more and more pressure on the state of California to straighten up. If they don't straighten up, we'll start our own state and we'll throw the bums out. So the new state would look like this. Think of Hawaii. You've got San Francisco, Sacramento, and Los Angeles counties as islands in this new state of California. All the rest of the state of California is red, conservative. And we, in fact, could create our own new state. It's a constitutional provision in the US Constitution for how new states are formed. And so like I say, become informed, read about it, and see if it's something you want to participate. Fresno County is in dire need of people that could actually run a state office, okay? And there is current talk that Fresno would be the new state capital. So here's your opportunity. If you ever wanted to have a public life, you could stand up immediately and jump in with this crowd. Okay, so newcaliforniastate.com. Check it out, and you can tell me next month whether or not you think that it's a real deal or not. I'm seeing a lot of progress in a lot of places. We saw a great presentation. Chris Strait, who is an economist, he's given lectures all over the world, helped states do lots of things financially. And he talked just about the financial crisis facing California currently. Newsom says we're 76 billion ahead. We've got money in the coffers. Well, 36 billion of that's already spent on schools and infrastructure that he has no control of. He started 400 new offices and operations in the state of California in the 21-22 budget. The prediction is if California continues to tank and wealth moves away from California, 22, 23, and 24, California will be bankrupt. We are spending more money than we get in property taxes and in sales tax and in income tax, state income tax. But you don't have to believe me. Go to New California State 51 and start doing your own research. And then let's talk about it. Chris was like mind-blowing. The other thing he said, out of the investments from other countries in California, most states have lots of Chinese investors, AKA military investors, buying like Smith Foods. In every state, over 480 companies have been bought in California in the last 5 years. Okay, so I'm hoping this kind of ties into some of the things that you might share with us, Ellington, about where our money's going and who's the aggressor here. But China, from the New California State 51, says unless we take care of this and stop foreign investors taking away our mineral rights and our mountains and our businesses in California, we will be done just from that, let alone the politics. Okay, so if that doesn't blow your mind enough, yesterday we went to a meeting with the NRA because they're talking to us about how the federal and state governments are trying to take away our Second Amendment. That right given by God, protected under the Bill of Rights. You can't buy ammunition hardly in California now. You're not able to buy parts hardly in California to make guns or to change guns. You're not, and whether you're a gun owner or not, this should concern you. Because when we are not able to protect ourselves and they decommission the police and you call 911 and there's nobody there, then you better be able to protect yourself. So anyway, they brought in a speaker from the John Birch Society. Oh, they're far right. Oh my gosh, they're so far right. They're in the middle of us. I can remember back when Mel Salwasser used to have one-page ads in Readly talking about the evil that was coming. American flag, and he had lots of dialogue about what was going to happen. That's all happened. Mel was prophetic. And it pains me that I didn't wake up early enough. So anyway, this fellow by the name of Art Thompson spoke for about 45 minutes and woke us up on lots of issues with regards to how guns will be taken away, how fear will be used. And he talked a little bit about money and so on. Really good presentation. I'm not ready today after just doing that last night to try to digest that and give it back to you, or find an NRA speaker to come in or a John Birch guy to come in and redo that talk. But I think it's worth revisiting everything he told us last night. But I wanted to share you, that's the kind of stuff that's coming into Fresno that we can hear about and talk about and learn from. So if you're interested in John Birch Society and find out what they're doing, it's jbs.org. It's shopjbs.org. He's got lots of books out. There's lots of information available on the web for that. And then they've got a magazine called The New American. And if you're interested, you can look up newamerican.com. Okay, I think, Connie, you wanted to talk about James A. Coos. Did you?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead then. So James A. Coos is our newly appointed Registrar of Voters after Brandy Orth bailed. He was second in command, and our boards of supervisors just did the Nomine Pater Filii Spiritus Sancti. You're the new guy. Public comment did nothing. We had a conservative guy that was a lawyer that wanted to do it, Johnson. But it didn't happen. So this is the new guy, and he's going to do some talks and invites people's participation in the county. They're going to do 5 of them. 2 of them are close to us. One's in Clovis City Council on June 25th at 5 p.m. The other one is in Sanger on June 22nd at 2 p.m. And what he wants to do is provide an educational presentation and get feedback on the voting system of Fresno County. And what I'd like to go and tell him is, I want the voter rolls cleansed. I want the dead wood out of there. I don't want dead people voting anymore. I don't want people crossing county lines and voting. And I don't want Dominion machines involved with our voting at all. I want a paper ballot.
And we don't want dead people voting twice.
Yeah, and dead people voting twice, let alone once. So if there are other issues that you're aware of that we should be asking this gentleman about, now is the time. Now, San Luis, Randall Jordan with the CRP in San Luis Obispo, he's at Atascadero is where their CRP office is, and their Tea Party office is. And he's the head of the Tea Party there, and he's also the president of the CRP for San Luis County at the Atascadero office. And they put so much heat on the guy to fix what was going on that he quit. He wouldn't even face the reality that to fix things. He just said, I can't do this anymore, I'm out of here. So now they have the opportunity to try to force the issue to get somebody in that's a legitimate, transparent, legal vote kind of person. Somebody that EIP, Election Integrity Project, would say, man, we're lucky to have you. Whether you're Republican or Democrat or independent, you want somebody that's going to get a legal vote. One man, one vote, nothing more, nothing less. And so they have that opportunity. So what's our opportunity here local? We need to stand up, show up, and speak up. So that's James Coos. And the dates again were June 22nd in Sanger and June 25th at Clovis Chamber. And there is a flyer for that. So if that rings your bell on something, what can I do? I need something to do. I don't like what's going on. Okay? There's one place that could change everything. Getting a legal vote in California, in Fresno County, would be huge. Okay. So next on the agenda was, last month we talked about audits that were going on all over the country. And the most pressing one that we're looking at that's taking forever is the Arizona audit, because they were auditing 2.1 million votes. So as of 5 days ago, they had 14 pallets left out of 44 pallets. They thought they could do a pallet and a half a day. So I'm thinking they should be done this week or next week.
Wow.
What they're doing is they're going through and looking at all the ballots and then scanning them. Then they're turning them over to the forensic paper people to see if the paper was made in America. The paper has to be made in America for a constitutional ballot. It can't be foreign paper. And the ballot has to be marked, not by a machine. So now they have to look at each ballot and say, was this a photocopy of a ballot? Or was this somebody actually taking a pen and marking it? Okay, so that's what they're going to do next. And then the third thing they got to do is validate that the machines counted ballots and only ballots and didn't have any outside connection. Well, they've already admitted the machines in Maricopa County were connected to the internet and connected to routers, and so they could. They also admitted that the password that they had
1, 2, 3, 4,
was
5,
liberally provided. So not only was it not secure, it was available. So it wasn't a true administrator's password. If I'm the administrator, I hold that really tight for my office. I've got 40-some employees and I'm in healthcare, $10,000 a day HIPAA fine. You bet your bottom dollar I'm going to protect my data. So nobody else gets in. Nobody touches anything. Nobody can print stuff and send it off somewhere. Well, Evidently, that wasn't quite true here. But we have to wait until the pie's baked. We have to get it out of the oven and transparently look at it. And they always talk about the ninja guys, but there's actually 4 different groups that are auditing this stuff. Ninja happens to be the top group that's overseeing the other groups. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a brief update there. I'm hoping that things progress the way we think they should. We want them to, but stuff doesn't always turn out the way you want it to. And because they either don't like it and they want to stop it, or they want to go find out, well, what are they really finding? Maybe we should be looking at it in our state. So as of June 11th, Kelly Ward said that 9 states were showing up on the 12th to look at their audit process. 9 different states. And
Are we still on?
Georgia, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Wisconsin, and Virginia, and Alaska had already been there. So there's a lot of interest in what's going on here from the individual states. And the individuals have states, have the opportunity to look at the voting stuff. And if there's, now the Kraken, anybody know who the Kraken is? Sidney Powell. How many of you like Sidney Powell? How many of you don't like Sidney Powell? Well, New California State 51's keynote speaker and VIP dinner person was Sidney Powell. So Connie and I had the opportunity to sit this far from Sidney Powell and have dinner and ask her personally, are you the Kraken? Are we saved? Is this going to happen? She couldn't say 100%, but she thinks maybe in September we might see something different than what we see right now. As her court case is still moving forward, and it will be seen in the Supreme Court. How many of you know Mike Lindell, or of Mike Lindell? Do you like him?
I lost video. Let me come back.
He's an interesting guy. I might just for the
slow
ducks
down.
of it.
Tell me if the video's
But he's got a thing out there right now, 9-0, have you seen that video? Okay, on that video he talks about the actual digital data and the forensics of looking at digital data. And he thinks once he's done with that, he will be able to present that to the Supreme Court to show that the data is manipulated. Again, the cake's still in the oven, the pie's in the oven, and I'm a baker, and I just can't wait to find out what happens when it comes out of the oven. So I'm hopeful. I don't hold my breath.
Did it come back now?
But I just wanted to give you a brief update on a couple things that I knew about. Now, how many of you are familiar with Election Integrity Project California?
I think that hasn't back yet. Try something different.
Okay, so EIPCA is a group of non-denominational,
Not yet.
which means they're not Republicans, they're
here's
not
what I'm gonna do.
Democrats,
I'm
they're
gonna turn it off,
not
I'm gonna
libertarians.
start all
They're
over
just
again.
interested people saying,
thank
I
you.
want my election to be correct and pure. And they
Guys,
have a
I'm gonna
court
start
case,
over.
they've got four major
back.
issues that they're fighting, and it's still moving to the
Let everybody
Supreme
know that
Court.
I'm gonna turn it off and
So
come
that's
back.
out there as well. So we've got New California State moving